The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. One of those at table with Jesus said to him, "Blessed is the one who will dine in the kingdom of God." He replied to him, "A man gave a great dinner to which he invited many. When the time for the dinner came, he dispatched his servants to say to those invited, 'Come, everything is now ready.' But one by one they all began to excuse themselves. The first said to him, 'I have purchased a field and must go to examine it. I ask you, consider me excused.' And another said, 'I have purchased 5 yoke of oxen and am on the way to evaluate them. I ask you, consider me excused.' And another said, 'I have just married a woman, and therefore I cannot come.' The servant went and reported this to his master. Then the master of the house, in a rage, commanded his servant, 'Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town, and bring in here the poor and the crippled, the blind and the lame.' The servant reported, 'Sir, your orders have been carried out, and still there is room.' The master then ordered the servant, 'Go out to the highways and hedgerows, and make people come in, that my home may be filled. For I tell you, none of those men who were invited will taste my dinner.'" The Gospel of the Lord. The great first reading, the famous hymn of St. Paul to the Philippians. Some people think this was an early Christian hymn, and that when St. Paul was quoting this, he was referencing a hymn from their liturgies, maybe one of the most ancient texts of the New Testament. And we see the humility of Jesus. And I was thinking about this morning. I remember Fulton Sheen, he gave a great analogy of the humility of Jesus. And I thought I would talk about that just a little bit this morning. When we talk about the incarnation of Jesus and the humility he had, the King of the universe, to humble himself as a human person. First of all, what exactly does that mean? That Jesus became man is what we say every Sunday in the Creed. What do we mean when we say he became man? This is one of the questions that confused people in the church for many centuries, and there were many councils that were talked about with this. What exactly does it mean that Jesus became a man? And how much did Jesus know on this earth? Did he know that he was God, for example, as an early child? How much did he know about his divinity and about his mission? Fulton Sheen gives the famous example that Jesus becoming a man is like a man becoming a dog. Imagine what that would be like, becoming a dog and experiencing all the limitations of being a dog, of dogs rubbing up in your space, of having fleas, of being dirty, of struggling to communicate. That's kind of what it was like with Jesus in limiting himself to human nature. He knew that he was God. He knew about his mission. But he also subjected himself to the limitations of human nature. And he had to experience the sin of other people, the filth of humanity. He humbled himself. And there's something worth reflecting on there. I also like this reading because it reminds us of one of the great laws of the spiritual life that St. John Paul II used to speak about, and that is the law of the gift. St. Paul says in this letter to Philippians that Jesus emptied himself. He emptied himself, revealing to us what we are supposed to do. The opposite of what our culture says, filling ourselves up. And yet St. John Paul II had this great phrase. He said that your life only takes on significance insofar as it is given away for others. Beautiful law of the gift. A great lesson for us in our vocations, for those of us who are married, who are parents. Your lives take on meaning insofar as they are given away. I feel the same way as a priest. My life only has significance insofar as it is laid down, given away. is the spiritual lesson that all the saints teach us. First and foremost, shown to us by Jesus himself, emptied himself, humbled himself for us.